Well, when we flew to New York, Jigga was there. It was him, Jermaine Dupri, No ID, all of us sitting in there, man. He got like cheese, fruit, about 5 different type of wines to choose from. Man, they ordered these big crazy steaks, man, big as your forearm. Jigga got money clips, Audemars Piguet money clips, man, with foreign dollars, about 5,000 in foreign money. I don't know if they were just putting on or what, but I was like, damn, is this how y'all kick it, man? I love this. So he basically was honest with me. He said, hey, Toomp, really, man, I've been listening to tracks all day. He said, don't take it the wrong way, but I only want to hear at least 3. Just play me your top 3. I'm giving you a chance to hit me with 3 songs. I was like, you know what? Let me just go on and get to it. Because I was going to let that Tom Brock one be the 3rd one. I was like, man, let me go on and play that one now. Man, I put that joint on, and once I hit play, he was like, he just started moving his lips and like, damn. And I see him, he look at Guru, and they look at each other like, woo. Then he turned back and looked at me like this, like, woo. And I'm looking at my manager, Bernard, I'm like, woo. Everybody looking at each other like, approval, approval, it's been approved. That Tom Brock, man, it was so soulful, he couldn't deny it. What's up, world? It's ATL beat banger, DJ Toomp. You're now watching Crate Diggers. I actually wrote Tom Brock on here because when I couldn't find the album, I put it in this cover. And this is a OJ's cover. But yeah, I end up putting, when I made the Hello to the Bad Guy record, I end up putting it in that cover because I couldn't find the joint. It really happened just being in the house, you know, with my mom and dad. They love music, you know what I mean? Like, they go to Peaches Records and Tapes or either Turtles and buy 45s every weekend. So, you know, my dad, you know, he was in the music business, so he had a crazy record collection already. He was the lead singer in a group called the MVPs, and they were signed to Buddha Records, same label, Gladys Knight and Impressions, Curtis Mayfield, Atlanta. You know what I mean? Atlanta-based groups. So by the time I got to the age to where I was old enough, you know, to, you know, actually mess with the turntables or whatever without, you know, of course I broke a few needles, and DJing, scratching wasn't even out back then. Man, I just started, you know, digging through the crates, and I noticed I became a fan of the Commodores. You know, he had about 5 different Commodores albums, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I have a gang of these, man, honestly. Straight up, like I say, all the albums was based around, like, you know, Egyptian art, you know, pyramids and a lot of little signs and symbols that they use. Here go another Earth, Wind, and Fire album right here. You know, some more of this Egyptian literature. You know, them boys had something going on. Look at that, it's like all that. And they really put time into this, man. Look at that. Do you see the clothes they had on? They was dressed like some Egyptians. Look at the color, man. They got the zodiacs. You see the King Tut dude, the water bearer. And it's honestly, when you look at this, it looked like, then they got the UFO. Look at the spaceships right there. You got 3 spaceships hanging right over the scene. And I was always into UFOs and, you know, ufology and stuff as a kid, which I still am now. Earth, Wind, and Fire have been up on it for a long, long, long time. You know what I mean? Them and Parliament. They know what time it is. That's why they speak of the mothership. T.I., Clifford Harris, like a little brother to me, man, you know, straight up. It's like a family bond with me and him, man, because we got so many years. And honestly, let me see, we had big records, man. What You Know is definitely got to be one of the biggest ones, and that was from that Roberta Flack. And I used to love that part. Like, it used to almost bring tears to my eyes, you know what I mean? And I always remember that melody. And so one time I was in the studio going through some crates. Man, let's try to come up with a melody. I tried to sample this record, but it just don't fit right when I chop it up, you know? And we decided to replay it. Within an hour of getting into that, I knew it was a banger. Like I say, that was always my favorite part of that song. And when we replayed it, and once Tip heard it, he had a hook for it within like first 10 minutes. Yeah, he ran straight through the booth and killed it, you know what I mean? And honestly, I knew it was special because everyone who walked in that room had a certain look like, wow, man, y'all done did it. Like, y'all in trouble. It was that type look more than y'all got a hit record. It was like, man, y'all motherfuckers in trouble. This is one of the album covers that I used to look at, man, like around the 80s. And look at this studio, man. Do y'all really see this? Like, look at the mixing board. And look at the type of speakers he was using. Like, I can't even tell you what type of monitors those are right now. Like, what the hell are those? And it looked like he down in a cave or something. And the room ain't but so big, you know what I mean? But this one of those, and then they got him transparent like he's a hologram. It's dope. Yeah, that's the Empire Strikes Back. What really made me even just understand the significance of collecting, I think it was a Willie Hutch album from the Mac, the movie soundtrack from the Mac. And even, I would say around 1990, my homeboy was like, yo, man, this is a classic album. I even had Superfly, you know, brand new, fresh. He was like, yo, you know, man, I know somebody that paid like $30 for this album. You got a fresh one sitting right here. And that's when I started understanding the value of just from seeing the response of a person who like, damn, you know, this is it. So, you know, just looking at it like it's a piece of gold or something. So that's when I really started hitting up pawn shops. It was this one called Israel Pawn Shop. It was like in East Point, man. And it was this little old dude, man. I used to go through there like every Saturday because it was so many records. So what I did was ask him, I said, hey, you got a record player in here? You know, it's a pawn shop. I know you got a turntable in here. I'm like, you know, until you sell it, let me go get my needle, bring it here. And that way when I come here on Saturday morning, let me just go through all the records. Whatever album that I see, if I just want to drop the needle and give me a fair chance, you know, to at least know what I'm purchasing. What's crazy, man, this guy was selling like albums that he didn't even know that were classics. That's why I got so many Bob James albums. You know, you got this Barry White joint right here. I mean, look how fly he is, man. You got the women in the background like some 007 type shit, you know what I mean? You know, he always had some beautiful women, the Love Orchestra, those girls you be hearing. Da, 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 all that little. And you know, it was 1974, you know, they got like the little cartoon look on the back. It was crazy, man. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of classic albums just having to, you know, balls just to go through somebody's basement. I done went in some folks' basements, man, who had records all over the place. And, you know, you see rats running around and everything, you know, big ass spiders, and a roach might run out. Then you got to make sure that you don't take an album with roach eggs in them, because if you don't have roaches in your house, they could get through there with the record. I actually bought a tape deck from a pawn shop one time that had roaches, and yeah, it brought roaches into my house. Yeah, we had to get some real work done. Yeah. Booker T and the MGs. You can never get enough of these cats, you know. The song Hip Hugger, it's a lot of boom, I forgot, yeah, Hip Hugger. I can't think who used that sample, but there's a few joints on this album that's a lot of cats use. The most I paid for an album, really straight out of like a 12-inch album, and it was the Superfly soundtrack, but it was remastered. Same cover and everything. I think I paid about $30 for that. Yeah, and I've seen classic albums go for higher than that, but I just don't, no, I can't do it. Imagine if the internet and downloading didn't even exist. What's that vinyl? You know what? At one point it was one, but I ended up finding it, and that's Radioactivity by Royal Cash. It was just dope. Like, this is not a test. This is an actual emergency. It was called Radio. Let's jam, radioactive. And that's what Young MC sampled on the song Bust a Move. The doom 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 doom. That's where he got that whole melody from. And I think that was Sutra Records. I think Sutra Records. Royal Cash was the group. Radioactivity was the name of the song. And I ended up finding that 12-inch later on. But at one point, that was a 12-inch that I would really pay top dollar for. But I ended up finding it. BT Express. Here comes the Express. That you had doom, 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 the little bongos like on that's the bongos. That's on Do It Till You're Satisfied right at the beginning. That song there, that's what they used with DJ Quick on the song Contagious. And look here, look at the album cover, man. They right up here on like the train station. They got everybody's name. But BT Express, this was definitely an album. Like every song on here was worth sampling. And I think this album had to at least do gold or more, because it was big. I'm gonna teach you how to body slam. Then he go, hit me. Boom, doom, doom, doo, 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 doo. Call me. Ooh, do, 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 do. I'm gonna be, you know what I'm talking about? At the end, right at the end. And I was like, oh, that's where the mother got that from. I lost my damn mind, you know what I mean? This song played a major part in hip hop, and this is one of the first records that I learned how to backspin on. Then take a count, 1, 2, 3, Jam Master Jay, Run DMC, But at that point, people was only backspinning like, Jam Master Jay, Run DMC, Jam Master Jay, Run D. But after a while, we started learning how to backspin. We started putting felt on the turntables to where it was Jam Master Jay, run, Jam Master Jay, run, Jam Master, Jam Master, Jam. You start getting our speed up. Like, so a lot of DJs really got their speed game up off this record. Run DMC, DMC, DM, just, you know, the whole thing. And what made it easier is because when you doing tricks on turntables, when the needle is out here on this part of the record, that's kind of like a real bad area to be in when you're scratching. But this particular song was like the second song on this 12-inch, so it was closer to the middle of the record. So it was so scratchable, and your hand is so far away from everything that where, yeah, this record here played a major part. This is a clean version of it too. I might have to put this in the viral because it's so clean. It's a great copy. Who don't love beautiful women? You know what I mean? Those Luke days, man, honestly, I was blown away because straight up, I mean, man, just knowing, finding out that as soon as I get off stage and pull up at the hotel that I have like 10 to 15 women to choose from. My first few shows, you know, everybody else, you know, pair off with their girls or go to the room. So, man, I had a room full of girls, but I had my, you know, turntables in there. And my man, Shadi knocked on the door. He's like, yo, man, what you doing? I was like, shoot, man, we just here kicking it. And he put me outside. He said, man, you got these fine-ass girls in here, man. What you doing? Like, they wait for you to make a move. I said, for real? I just met them, man. Like, he's like, no, man, these are groupies, man. They here to entertain you like that, dude. Nah, I didn't understand. I was like only like 18, 19 years old. Hey, a lot of things happened, man. First time with, you know, the menages and all that at an early age, man. It was exciting, man.